Right, here we go. BMW's new F900 XR. Adventure Sports Tourer. We're going to hit some roads, some main roads, motorways, A roads, and some little dirty back roads as well. Let's take you to some twisties and see how we get on. Right, let's go.
Well, it feels quite nice. It feels quite light. Mirrors a bit close to me actually. Probably want to move them further away. That's nice and light. I like that. Light clutch, lovely light clutch on it. Balance nice. So, good morning everybody. Out on a new bike this morning. Today I'm going to be testing and giving you my opinions on the new BMW 900 XR. That's the sort of sporty tourer 900cc based on the GS850, but putting out a bit more power, putting out 104 to 105 bhp, which isn't that too shabby, I've got to say. The bonus today, bear in mind it's only just coming up to 8 degrees outside. It was really cold and freezing this morning. Is this one's got heated grips, which is very, very welcome on a morning like this. Okay, so welcome back folks. This is one of my another early videos on my fourth sort of proper video that I'm going to sort of try and put together. I've been riding it for a few hours now this morning, and I've got to say I am quite impressed. For what it is, which is an almost softish sort of sports adventure bike, it's definitely a road bike. It's not an adventure bike. It's set up like a Super-Moto almost. It feels very Super-Moto based. But more of that later. But no, this the screen's really effective. But look at this. That's it. No messing. No silly motors. Nothing to go wrong with it really, apart from the bolts wearing out perhaps. But look at that, dead easy. I'm surprised, I can't see why it's not on this side, to be fair. That would have made more sense, but there you go. Anyway, so that's that out of the way. The mirrors, what I think about the mirrors, well, the mirrors are rather right, they're quite good, but I'd want them a bit further forward, sort of here almost, out of the way. Fairing's very effective. These legs sort of deflectors at the bottom there, that fairing works well, keeps the wind and blast off you. Yeah, the screen works quite well. I think this is a bigger screen, slightly bigger unit than the standard screen, so it's actually knocking quite a lot of wind over my head, which is very good. Seating position, I felt a bit cramped at first this morning, but I'm into it now, I'm used to it. The bars are quite nice and wide. We've got a sort of sporty leg stance, the seat's quite firm. It takes a bit of getting used to it, but once you start, the pace starts to get up, you'll see it's actually quite comfy. You can chuck it about quite nicely. I suppose this bike's aimed at newish riders, I think, which is unfair because it's quite a fast bit of kit, and if you spin it up, it goes quite well. you know, again, it's not, we're not talking about leader sports bikes, and I think if somebody's a power junkie, they're going to want the XR1000. But if they want to ride it, and a rider's bike, that they've got to use the gearbox to get the best out of the bike from, then I think they're going to be looking at this sort of thing. It's quite a nice bit of kit, goes well. But that said, with the advance of electronics in recent years, they can do so much with these engines. I mean, this engine really is quite soft at the bottom. We're not a 100 brake horsepower perhaps on tap if you're revving it hard, but I've not really had to rev this above much more than 5,000 or 6,000 RPM, and it's still done really well. That's not bad, is it? It still goes quite well indeed. Brakes are very strong. Rear brake seems really nice and sort of compliant. It's not too harsh, but it's very progressive. The brakes are very, very good. It's a lightweight bike. It's about 200 kilo mark. It flicks to the corners nicely as well because of the lightweight. All told, I'm very impressed with it. Really well on some of the long, fast sweeping corners, and it accelerates out of corners very well. You can use the gearbox sympathetically as you're coming into and out of these switchback bends. Got a nice bit of engine braking. The engine will hold the bike back nicely. It's not going to, it won't lock the back wheel up, it won't do anything like that, but it will allow you to ease and squeeze. Sort of as you're coasting into a corner, you can sort of feather the throttle, get a deceleration about right, and then just wind it on nice and smooth as you'd want to leave the other side of the bend. So that's top gear, 40 miles an hour, open it. It's a bit shaky, doesn't like much below 3,000 RPM, but once it gets to 4, we're away. Yeah, it's not bad at all. So I'm now 70 or 60 odd mile an hour, 70 mile an hour on the motorway, well, make sure carriageway. The fairing's not doing too bad. If I move to one side, yeah, it gets me the wind. I guess under your chin. If I drop it down, there's less buffeting but more noise. It feels more, or there's less of an effect of the screen. Feels instantly a bit more nimble in the breeze, but I'm getting a bit more in my throat. It's sort of hitting the tops of my shoulders. But the helmet is very stable. Right, let's get back to the shop. As a town bike, I think it'd be absolutely superb. If I was commuting, this would certainly be on the agenda. It's a good value bike in the modern market, economical, cheap to run, cheap to insure. It's not breaking that £15,000 barrier, which a lot of modern sort of big fast bikes do. It chucks around roundabouts very well, it filters well. Yeah, if you're going to go on through town, I wouldn't bother with the panniers perhaps so much, but this, a top box, or a rucksack like I've got on at the moment, and you'll be away. Like I say, it's very well balanced in traffic. You know, I mean, with less than walking pace, you can just sort of sit there nice and steady, both feet up, not concerned about it bouncing on the road. Someone's keen. Come on, you're all learners once. Don't take the mickey out of them, bless them. Like I say, look, I mean, down to sort of almost nothing. Still both feet up. It's nice and balanced. The engine's got a nice rasp to it, but there is that sort of fly-by-wire disconnect. It's not like, you don't feel you're completely connected to the engine. You have to let the ECU do it all. All the switch gears, general decent BMW kit. That's not bad. What's really impressive is the dash. The dash is very impressive, very clear, no nonsense. If you don't need it, it hasn't got it. No, it's really good. Turning circles quite good. Not bad, is it? Like I say, I've had to jet wash it already once this morning because I got it filthy. But yeah. Just turn that off. Headlights look really smart. Now, the finish is actually very good. The paint's really nice and deep. I'll probably need a belly pan. This is all quite exposed down here. Everything's a bit bit in the breeze. Perhaps some little defender, something just there, just to hide that would look smart. Well, the heated grips on this particular bike were very, very good. Like I say, these Michelins were very nice. Exhaust, even the standard exhaust sounds quite fruity, which is very nice. The rear shock is adjustable. Like I said, we've got a damping screw there. We've also got a preload adjuster here that I didn't touch. Didn't really ever need to. I'm probably 14 stone in my kit, and everything seemed to work really well for me. The suspension was good, nice and compliant. As with a lot of these modern bikes, you don't get a centre stand. And I'm old fashioned, I like a centre stand. I'd like a centre stand just for washing the bike and doing the chain and stuff like that. Other than that, it's all pretty good. Quite impressed. So if you liked what we've seen today, don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to try and pitch this bike directly against what I think is the competitors. People have mentioned the MT-09 Tracer, and I'm also going to look at the new Triumph. I think this bike's competitor is probably the new Triumph Tiger, the 900, the road version, not the off-road version. So that will be really interesting to see how this stacks up.